Folks, have you ever wondered why so often do I not do what I want to do, but so easily do the very thing I don't want to do? I want to stick to that diet, but I don't. I want to quit smoking, but I don't. I want to drink less, exercise more, spend more time with my kids, save more money, spend less, worship more, volunteer more, but here's what you know, so often we don't. To put it another way, you and we want to change our lives. I want to experience some sort of transformation in my life. But why is it that we have such a hard time doing the things that we need to do to get us there? Well, at the very end of chapter 7 of the book of Romans, Paul leaves us with that very question. And get this, today, in the first 17 verses of chapter 8, he gives us an answer. How do I change my life? Folks, I don't have to tell you this, but in America, the self-help industry is big business. The self-help industry is a $13.2 billion industry in America. Why is it so big? Well, we all have something about ourselves that we want to change. And when we go looking for transformation to change, what do? We take a personality test, we find a life coach, we read a book, we listen to a podcast, we go on a retreat, we set a goal, we apply for a new job. And let's be honest, for most of us, our efforts, as hard as we try, they bring marginal results. Well, Paul, in the first 17 verses of chapter 8, he gives us the answer to our quest to change, for transformation. But I'm going to warn you, at first glance, his answer, it may come across disappointing. Why disappointing? Well, because Paul doesn't give us anything to do. No 10 steps to a healthy, wealthy life. No 3 keys to the life you've always wanted. No exercise regimen. No do this or accomplish that. Now, the truth is, Paul, in chapter 8, he gets a little wordy. But in the sense, what he wants us to know is this. In Jesus, God bore all our shortcomings and sins, and in his death, he destroyed them all. Jesus' death means a new opportunity, a new chance at true life. You see, we are transformed because of the transforming work of the Spirit. For Paul, Jesus dying on the cross destroyed all that gets in the way of us being who God created us to be. Paul writes, "You are no longer in the flesh, but in the Spirit." What is he getting at? How do I transform my life? The beautiful, yet initially disappointing answer is this. You've already been transformed. You are already part of a new transformed family, a family in which God is already transforming us into what humanity was always supposed to be. As we more and more come to know the story of Jesus, we are more and more taken up into that story of Jesus and embody Jesus in the world, living with God's Spirit in us. Paul says, those who live according to the flesh have their mind set on what the flesh desires. But those of us who live in accordance with the Spirit have our mind set on what the Spirit desires. Want to transform your life? Ironically, God's already done it. And as you are drawn into God's story, you are becoming the embodiment of God's story. More and more, you are becoming like his son, Jesus. And when it comes to transformation, who doesn't want that? A couple questions for you folks. What is one thing you've wanted to change in your life? And secondly, in what ways is God transforming you? What ways is God transforming all of us? What ways is God transforming our world?